This is the story of a man. A simple man. A man who has no idea where he is right now. This is the story of Havel the Rock. As we begin our journey, Havel was lost and confused. With no idea of where he was or what was happening around him, he decided to just walk until he could no longer walk. His armor felt heavy, but this scrub didn't understand that. He cried in his own hands, and Havel did not care. He pitied the creature. So much that he decided he should punch it. Punch it right in the back of the head, until it stopped living. Havel is a kind person, always giving his enemy the benefit of the doubt, and patting them on the back for a good job. As he wandered aimlessly through the halls, he wondered, who built this freaking place? He looked upon his family's relic to reflect upon his life once more. He noticed cracks all throughout the weapon. It was the tooth of a dragon, he was told. He didn't believe it. He'd never seen a dragon. This person also has never seen a dragon. And now he will never see a dragon. But that's okay. Havel wondered, who lit the torches in this place? It certainly wasn't I. At least I don't believe so. Last night was kind of crazy, but I don't think I did that. He came upon a small bathroom. The pool was nice and warm. He considered taking a dippy dip. However, he did not have his rubber ducky with him. It enraged him that he did not have his rubber ducky. A deep, searing hatred burned through his eye holes. And he decided to take it out on this scrub. After washing his friend's back thoroughly, Havel decided to continue on his way to wherever the hell he was going. He still doesn't know where he is, or what's happening. But there's a ladder now. That's kind of cool. He can't walk more than 2 miles an hour, but he gets on that ladder, he just flies. Anyway, he came upon a large courtyard with some kind of strange fire in the middle. He figured he may as well light it with the touch of his magic hands. He pitied the bonfire, for it was small. Very, very small. It had no effect on warming him. Which does not matter, because he cannot feel hot nor cold. Havel grew bored and decided to walk up. He saw a large door and decided, what the hell? May as well just open it and see what's on the other side. Maybe I can leave. So he did. But the only thing that lied in his path was another fucking door. Havel wondered if doors were all there really were. Oh. Havel met a friend. Havel doesn't really stand a chance against this guy. Havel decided he should run. If he can. This is really Havel's top speed. He's not known as a fast one. But he decided to put his ancestor's great weapon in his back pocket so that he may run like a little bitch. Havel contemplated the gate that just saved his life. Who put this here? How long has it been there? Why did it close right after I went through it? He cared not. But he did find another bonfire. Get it? It's made of bones? No? Well, whatever. Havel grew weary of the bonfire. And continued on his journey of who knows what the hell he's doing. He once again considered a dippy dip, but didn't. Havel thought upon the arrow that struck his chest, and Havel went to get his damn shield so he didn't have to deal with this anymore. Then Havel realized, it doesn't even hurt. It only lightly scratches my skin. However, he has insulted my family and their honor, so I must punch him in the rectum. Havel waited patiently for his opponent to get back up before pummeling him. And then, once again, punching his rectum into a wall. Havel then realized, this person might have lunch money. I should take his lunch money. And so, Havel decided to wail on the child, taking his lunch money and all of his dignity. His aim was horrible, really. Like, I don't understand what he was aiming at there. However, Havel continued to wail upon the child as it cried out in pain, or what its equivalent to pain is. Havel just walked away with his newfound lunch money. And some kind of broadsword. Havel pitied the broadsword. Havel once again wondered, who cleans this place? There's not that much debris. Well, I guess there's a little bit. What the hell is that? Havel touched the ghostly semen wall. He felt violated upon going through it, and saw a man stuck in a cage on the other side. Havel wondered, did this man also touch the semen? Is he with child? Then Havel realized he didn't care at all, and continued on his quest for who knows what. He figured going up might be a good way to get back into that room with the big butt face. And then a boulder nailed him. He did not fully understand what had happened, but one thing was for sure. He blamed the stairs. He blamed them with all of his hatred. And they continued on into the hole the boulder just made in the wall. How it ended up over there, he has no idea. However, now he can talk to Prager's over here.
Oh, you. You're no harm.
Havel had no idea what he was talking about.
I'm done for, I'm afraid.
At all.
I'll die soon, then
Like,
lose my sanity. I wish
in
to
this
ask
moment, he was just thinking about what he should make for dinner.
We're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
There's not a lot of options, really, for dinner.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit.
It's hard to take the helmet off.
Saying in my family,
it's heavy. That's like a 40-pound helmet right there.
In thine exodus from the undead asylum, maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords.
Havel realized that this man just wasn't shutting up.
The fate of the undead,
and he slowly drifted off to sleep, standing up.
And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing.
Then as a stranger poked him with a strange bottle, he awoke.
An Estus flask. An undead favorite.
An Estus flask is what it was called. However, he would think of it as Sunny D, for it looked delicious and tasted slightly of orange without tasting like orange. It was a strange sensation.
And thank you.
Havel had no idea what he was thinking it for, but he also did not care. Havel decided the upstairs could not be trusted at this point in time, so he went down. He heard a strange noise, but he didn't care much for it. Then all of a sudden, he found $100 on the ground. And he continued back into the courtyard where the pitiful bonfire would sit and wait. It was pretty bad. Pretty bad. He pitied it enough to sit at it for a moment. But, alas, only for a moment. He realized that he could fill the Estus flask with Sunny D at the bonfire. It made no sense to him, but he didn't care. Overcoming his grudge was not easy, but he climbed up the stairs. Only to find the asshole who pushed the freaking boulder. He riposted him like a bitch. Attempted again, but failed. And then realized, I should just punch you in the rectum too. And so he did. Very hard. He would attempt to do so again, but fail miserably. He didn't want the enemy to get away, so he ground pounded him to no avail. It had almost no effect. Turns out fighting with your bare hands isn't very effective, even if your hands are made of stone and chain. However, Havel would not give up in the face of this impressive enemy, this overwhelming power ahead of him, and he punched him, and punched him, and punched him, and punched him, until he died. It took a lot of punches. However, Havel was not ready for the punching that laid ahead of him. Through his locked door that pregnant woman gave him the key to. Got him tired. Havel came out of the cave and saw a beautiful view ahead of him. He stopped to look at the view and then got hit. I mean, he was just standing there staring blatantly into space. What did he expect? However, he also wanted these kids' lunch money, so he proceeded to punch them in the rectum. Again. He would wail on these enemies for some time, and fail to riposte many a time. He was not very good at riposting. His reflexes were not the best, and still aren't. However, he can take a lot of punches. That's his only real saving grace. Is how many punches he can take. You just sit there and get hit all day and care not in the slightest. It's at this point that you probably realize how slowly these enemies are going to die to Havel's fist. It's not truly a one-sided battle. It's a battle of attrition. Who has the most health? Havel knew that he was going to be the winner of this fight. But he also tried to dodge roll sometimes, even though there was no real point to it. Rolling around probably hurt him more than the actual cuts of the sword his enemies had. I mean, they're not very good swords. They're just whatever was laying around in this decrepit old building. The fact that the demon monster didn't just eat these things is a miracle, truly. Maybe they weren't delicious enough. Maybe he just didn't care. Oh my gosh, is one of them finally dead? Wow. Anyway, Havel had one opponent standing in front of him and failed to riposte multiple times, but then realized, I could just jab him in the ribs with my finger until he falls over. So he did. Havel then got stabbed by an arrow, and tried to block one with his fist, which in hindsight is just like punching an arrow, which is no better than taking an arrow to the foot, or the arm. However, Havel didn't care, and proceeded to punch this man in the rectum as well. He noticed how little health that actually took from him, and decided, I may as well just jab him in the ribs 63 times. Or however many times it takes, I suppose. It was here that Havel once again contemplated his life. What am I doing here? Who am I? Why am I wearing this armor? He knew none of these. At all. He knew that his family heirloom was a goddamn bone, and his shield weighed a lot, along with his armor. This is all he knew. That, and one more thing. He really liked to smash. He couldn't use his weapon efficiently, like, at all, but he knew he liked to smash. He didn't give any chances to smash things though. just jabbed them in the ribs until they eventually died from rib jabbage. 61, 62, 63. Yep. 63 times. Havel didn't want to touch the semen, so he went in another room, hoping there was a way around the semen. However, he would just find another shitlord. This one had a pointier stick than the others, and also a much stronger rectum for which he could punch. Havel tried to dazzle his enemy by dancing around him in a seductive way. It, however, failed to appease this strange man, so Havel decided, I will jab you in the ribs to death as well. It wasn't really a conscious decision, I suppose. More of an instinct. Then he missed and got hit like a bitch. I pretend like I didn't see it. Havel dodge rolled with exciting skill. Like, that's the best you'll ever see from him. As proven by that riposte. Oh! Well. I guess that one worked. It's kind of impressive. Havel remembered something in that instant. His grandpappy was also a boxer. Fairly fluent in the way of the fist. Havel had failed his grandpappy, however, and resorted to rib poking once again. Havel didn't mind. Havel didn't really care. Grandpappy couldn't judge him. Grandpappy was dead. But Grandpappy was judging him after he died, then who is he to judge? I mean, he's dead. If you're getting judged by dead people, then what do you have to worry about? Well, I guess that depends on your religion. Havel hadn't given any thought to religion. Only jabbing this man in the ribs. Ow. Apparently he got hit by a shield. Havel slowly realized that this man also had Sunny D, and that angered him into jabbing his ribs even more. He wanted to steal his lunch money and his Sunny D now. That's right, Havel wanted to steal his D. But the D he would steal did not come. He looked down on his enemy in pity and walked away. Havel realized then that the only way forward was through the strange wall of semen. But he also decided in that moment that he would fist this fucker right in the eye. Yep. Yep, right in the eye. However, it didn't hurt the beast at all. It seems punching wasn't going to be enough to fight this demon. Havel didn't care. He decided, for better or for worse, to punch this animal in the butt until it eventually succumbed to his fist in its butt. I know it may sound kind of odd, but Havel did not care. He simply wanted to punch this thing until it fell over and gave him his lunch money. Havel noticed a little tail this demon had. It was kind of funny. It looked like his backbone was shooting out of his butt or something. Like big white poop. Big white skeleton poop. And that's why Havel usually doesn't try to dodge roll. He just takes the hits. There's no real point to him trying to dodge. He has no real skill. He's just overwhelmingly strong. But overwhelming strength can only get you so far. Havel continued to get hit by this giant freaking club. Again. And again. And again. And again. only able to punch this monster's underbelly a couple of times before wondering if he should change his strategy. However, in a moment of enlightenment, he decided no, I will not change my strategy. I will just run up and punch him. This strategy failed. Very hard. Havel felt tired and decided to take a nappy nap. Waking up from his nappy nap, rejuvenated, and wielding a weapon that he found in the middle of nowhere, he decided to growl. Growl ferociously. And he's still getting hit. He doesn't care. Havel just doesn't care. As he sliced away at this demon's innards, he contemplated them. The innards of a demon. Are they like the outards of an angel? Is a demon just an inside-out angel? Is that even possible? Havel also realized that the small weight increase that he required to have this sword was enough to actually stop him from running. Havel is a very heavy man. Not he himself, but his armor, made of rock and chain, almost impervious to even the biggest of hammer. Havel also decided to retain his honor by removing his cheaty-ass sword and punching the demon in the butt once more. And it was a good fight. As he punched and punched and punched, the demon's butt got sorer and sorer. Oh, that sounds pretty bad. Well, Havel punched the thing in the butt and died. Havel was proud. He gained a humanity as well. He did not know what that meant, but he certainly had it. And as he walked through this door, he was sure he would find home on the other side. He was, however, disappointed. There seemed to be cliffs on either side of him. I'm not sure what he was expecting when he got to the top of this hill, but something tells me it wasn't another sheer drop-off. But I also did come here. It was disappointing, to say the least.
Only
Havel still has no idea what's going on.
Legends, it is stated
Kind of pretty though.
that one day an undead shall be chosen.
And then a giant bird picked him up. Havel contemplated the bird, wondering, where's this asshole taking me?
The undead asylum in pilgrimage.
I don't want to do this. How can he carry me?
To the land of the ancient lords.
I'm no mathematician, Hollow, or Havel, but the math does not add up for this bird to carry me. It would have to be much bigger than that. But Havel decided to stop his bitching and nitpicking about halfway through the flight. It wasn't very eventful. We just kind of dropped him in the middle of BFE. But Havel was tired, so he decided to rest for the remainder of the day and sleep.